Welcome to Positive Vibes. I am your host, Hunter Dixon, and today our topic with Winnie Lee Chu is Should I Tithe? Or the Principle of Tithing. Winnie Lee Chu is a law of attraction expert based in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. She has been a student of law of attraction for over 20 years, and her specific focus is on how to raise one's vibration. She's here to help you explore the secrets of attracting more of what you want. Now, before Winnie Lee joins us, here's a reminder for our listeners. If you have questions or comments during the show, or at any time, visit us at facebook.com Positive Vibes Show. Winnie Lee, thanks for joining us on Positive Vibes.
Well, good morning, Hunter. Welcome back.
Thank you. Let's talk about tithing. What is tithing?
That's a very good. I'm going to start off with a quote. Wikipedia explanation of tithing. A tithe is 1/10 part of something paid as a contribution to a religious organization or a compulsory tax to government. Today, tithes are normally volunteer and paid in cash, check, or stock, whereas historically, tithes were required and paid in kind, such as agricultural product. Several European countries operate a formal process linked to the tax system, allowing some churches to access tithe.
Wow, so that's really quite something. Is there a certain percent that tithing is?
Why don't I give you a personal experience I had with tithing before I really start to even dive deeper into these 11 laws from Bob Proctor. One of the things what I did was back in March, before I even really studied all these laws, was I had a conversation with one of my best friends at the place where I received Light Daily. And we were talking about like the monthly maintenance fee contribution. And that's really how I not regularly tithe in my life right now. And at the time I was like 1 month behind in the tithing. It's just the way I was taught when I started going to the center. And I just never thought about balancing it out. But what happened in that conversation was she asked me, why don't I just catch up this month and we'll be back on track. And I said, okay. So what I also did was I used to contribute like various amount, and usually less than the $50 suggested donation, thinking that I'm not making the money to support this. And I would, make it up when I get there. But in March, I just made a conscious choice to make the suggested donation and be regular with my contribution. So fast forward 1 month later, when my car broke down, I was giving an almost brand new BMW to drive, facing a $17,100 repair bill. So I was definitely following starting to understand and following these laws. And I kind of stumbled across it instead of applying to it. But it was just interesting, the experience altogether.
That's pretty powerful.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Is there any scientific research behind tithing?
You know what? After I keep digging and studying all these 11 laws, it was just interesting to learn that there's actually a lot of scientific proof that what the scientists are saying that they say that tithing gives the person self-reliance, a confidence, which enable him to build a positive mental attitude, which attracts success. So I thought that was fascinating, back to all those things that, I've been talking and sharing all the concept of how I live my life about why positive vibes. So it's just direct correlation of how much I tithe and to how much, that also increased my vibration, improved my vibration.
Very, very potent. And in the scientific research and seeing that it increases your self-reliance. And isn't that really what we need if we're going to tithe?
Yeah, I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, me neither.
And there was something really interesting as I was studying this program. There was one thing that I would like to share. One of the organizer of the program, Mary Morrissey, one day she was experiencing a lot of things in her life, and she was down to her last $3 basically, and she had 4 kids to feed and a husband. And she didn't know what to do. And when she was walking along the beach, she hit a penny. And right away she got this message that, that from her inner voice, and was saying, Mary, you're giving of your time, you're giving of your talent, but you're not giving of your money. And that's when it hit her that, oh, I need to also give money for this whole law to work. And since then, that 27 year later, she never had issue with money.
Wow. That's pretty amazing.
It is, and I'm starting to witness that in my life as well, that once I start do it more like a conscious and deliberate effort to tithe, and have no attachment, of course, to the tithing, give because I want to give.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then things start to slowly shift.
So how are you taking tithing to another level?
One of the things is that what I'm starting to do is really keep track. They also talk about it in the program, it's to keep track of the tithing. And in theory, you're supposed to, ideally tithe like about 10% of what you make to, your income, right? If you make $1,100. So, and also the interesting thing they talk about is keep record of it and seeing how, and then keep it for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and see how your life improves and changes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm definitely on board with this and testing it out. Maybe in a future podcast, I will be able to record my progress.
Oh, that would be lovely. That would be really. Now, what are these? Is this 11 laws that you're talking about?
Yeah, 11 law for Bob Proctor. I will have a link in this audio, in the write-up for the audio for the podcast that you could find out more information about it.
Oh, perfect. How can our guests contact you?
You can find me on winnieleechew.com. That's my blog. And also on Facebook, /Positive Vibe Show. You could always find me there.
Perfect. Well, Winnie Lee, as always, it has been a pleasure talking with you today, and I could go on for much longer listening to you talk about the principles of tithing. So maybe another show on this would be really good.
Well, I look forward to that. Thank you.
What final words do you have for our listeners?
I want to end off with a quote from John D. Rockefeller. And I thought it was really cool because he obviously done so much in his life. And this is what he said: I never would have been able to tithe the first $1 million I ever made if I have not tithed my first salary, which was $1.50 per week.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Winnie.
Thank you, Hunter.
And thanks to our listeners for joining us on Positive Vibes. You can follow us at facebook.com/Positive Vibes Show. And just a reminder that if you've enjoyed today's show, please share us with your friends on Facebook and on Twitter. Thanks for listening, and we hope you'll begin keeping a record of your tithing today. I know I will.
Thanks for listening. To learn more about the Law of Attraction and to get access to all exclusive resources and interviews, visit www.winnieleechew.com. That's www.winnieleecheus.com.